Hello, Adam and Tested. My name is Colin Velkoff, and this is my workspace. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Pennsylvania, and I went to Pratt Institute for Industrial Design. I'm an artist and a maker. This is one of the most exciting projects I've ever got to work on. This is my glass project called Buds, and I made it while studying in Sweden. I got to work with master glassblowers to produce this. I created the forms out of foam on the lathe and then made plaster molds of them and took them to the glassblowers for them to produce the glass. The most challenging aspect of this project was getting the relationship of the base of each vessel with the cork cups. I wanted them to be interchangeable so you didn't have to worry about which one you were putting it in. So having the same size at the bottom of the base with the proportions of the upper part of the vessel was a very challenging design. This is my project from my senior year at Pratt. It's called Social Animals, and this is one of the characters that wears the headdress and has the wooden staff. I spun the shaft of the staff on the lathe out of mahogany, and I hand carved the horns for the staff out of walnut. Then I attached them in the middle using a mortise and tenon joint, which I milled the slots for out on the milling machine. The headdress is made out of multiple materials. The scales were drawn in Illustrator and then put into the laser cutter. These wood and wool pieces were then cut out. The structure underneath is made out of foam and a apparatus for a construction helmet. This is the necklace for the other character, and I took the boards of mahogany and resawed them down into the different sizes on the bandsaw. And then I put these different size boards into the laser cutter and had this pattern printed out onto all of it, and then I cut them all out individually and drilled all the holes into it and then strung it together. This is just a project I've been working on currently. It's made out of plaster and oak. These forms here I made using a condom, and this apparatus, I would attach the condom here and then pour the plaster in, kind of push the forms around and push them together to get the shapes I wanted. Then I come back through with the wood and try to figure out what kind of shapes of heads I want. And then I'm going to come back through with more plaster and start to build up, adding more heads and more shapes. This is another project I'm currently working on. I've been working on this one for a pretty long time. It's a headdress I'm making. I'm going to have a model wear eventually. It's just primed right now, and I need to go back through and paint it all. This fan up here is sculpted out of foam, and then the whole thing was covered in paper so I could glue more easily onto it. These scales were all cut out by hand using a punch, and then I cut a bevel on it with an X-Acto knife and then super glued them all on individually. The skulls were sculpted out of foam and clay, and then I did like a paper mache cover to it and then cut it off so I could have two sides of the skulls on it.